Question number 4, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister in charge of the Rugby World Cup. Has he received any reports or briefings, verbal or written, since he became the Minister of the Rugby World Cup on the ability of downtown Auckland to host Rugby World Cup 2011 related events, and what were the dates of those briefings?
The Honourable Murray McCully.
Mr Speaker, the member may be aware that the government is leading the delivery of a range of activities at Queen's Wharf, of which it is the part owner. As a consequence, I receive a range of regular reports and briefings regarding its capacity to host planned events. With regard to the wider waterfront, ATEED, the events arm of Auckland City, is active in the lead role. Officials would have received reports and briefings in the context of the management committee responsible for Queen's Wharf.
Point of order, Mr.
Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
A deliberately straight, direct question asking when the Minister, in the end, what were the dates of those briefings. Mr Speaker, I think he's had plenty of time to sort through his files for that. He didn't attempt to answer that part of the question.
I think it's a fair point of order that while it may not be reasonable to expect all the dates, because it may be quite a long list of briefings, the Minister indicated a number of briefings, some dates I think would be appropriate to answer the question since it is a primary question. The Honourable Murray McCully.
Mr Speaker, I can indicate to the member that there would have been a substantial number of those reports around the time of the acquisition of Queen's Wharf. And more recently, as we've got closer to the event of the Rugby World Cup opening, there would have been a significant increase in the number of reports around the various activities engaged in at Queen's Wharf. If the member would like me to supply a list of all of the dates of reports that I've received, I would be happy to make that available to him separately.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, I accept the offer. Mr Speaker, did he receive in his briefing as an incoming Minister at the end of 2008 warnings about transport and crowd issues in central Auckland for the Rugby World Cup?
The Honourable Murray McCully.
Mr Speaker, yes.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
What priority did he give to the task of sorting that as Minister for the Rugby World Cup between December 2008 and last Friday?
The Honourable Murray McCully.
Mr Speaker, with regard to the transport challenges, it would be fair to say that these would have received the highest priority. It's no great secret that I have identified in the risk assessments that have been undertaken in conversations with agencies, including directly to the Auckland Transport Agency itself, that I have assessed that the transport challenges were one of the greatest risks facing the Rugby World Cup, and accordingly a good deal of time and discussion has gone into managing those challenges. Again, I'd be very happy to make a list of the various discussions with the Auckland Transport Agency available to the member. With regard to the issues around crowd control and participation on the Auckland waterfront, that has been managed by ATEED and the Auckland City Council. The Queen's Wharf interface has been the focus of the government's attention in that respect, but of course it has, alongside other elements of the Rugby World Cup, received attention from officials and therefore from me from time to time.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Did he receive a full-day briefing along with the Minister of Transport on Rugby World Cup and mainly transport issues in June of this year, which led to some photo opportunities? And did he express at the end of that briefing satisfaction with the arrangements?
The Honourable Murray McCully.
Mr Speaker, it wasn't in fact a full day briefing, but it was a substantial part of a day, and it did involve a range of visits, including visits to the Transport Control Centre to see how that worked. But no, it would not be fair to say that I pronounced myself fully satisfied with arrangements as a consequence of that briefing, and as the member will discover when I give him an ongoing list of the interactions, he will see that there were further matters that I was exploring with the Minister of Transport and directly with transport officials.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Did the Minister spend more time focused on crowd issues in the event that there were more than 12,000 people who wanted to go down onto the wharf, or to picking the colour of the shirt for the Prime Minister to mince in?
The Honourable Murray McCully.
Speaker.
Point of order, the Honourable Rodney Hyde.
I think, Mr. Speaker, that you'll find that that comment was totally unacceptable to this House.
Well, I don't want to be ruling out words that may be marginal words. I'm sure we're big enough children not to take offence at every possible... if I thought the Prime Minister was going to be terribly upset by that, I might rule it out. But I don't want to be ruling out endless words. The Honourable Murray McCully.
So, Mr. Speaker, it has been my impression that the Prime Minister has an extraordinarily good sense of fashion judgment, and therefore, is in no need of advice from me, and indeed, sir, were he to be in need of such advice, I doubt that he would seek it from me.
Question number 5, the Honourable John Boscawen.